Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Court of Random Opinion. And for this crowd, once again, welcome back to the internet where your cesspool is my jacuzzi. I'm here with my friend Schnitzel Ninja, and we are going to talk about Laura Owens' indictment. We were just with our friends Omar, Brad, and Bruce, but I did want to answer some questions that you guys had while we were streaming because that was getting a little chaotic in the chat. There's two different chats going when you're multicasting, so... and also, Schnitzel Ninja was just like delaying us, so that's why I'm late. Anyways, if you guys haven't seen the news yet, Laura Owens has been indicted with 7 felony charges, and we all know that's just the tip of the iceberg, but that's all they can, charge her with at this point. I'm guessing because of statute of limitations and crossing, state lines and shit like that. I don't know. You tell me. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm not sure. And I wonder what all information they have, what all information they've been able to sift through thus far, and if there is anything else to be uncovered.
Yeah. Miss Medusa, I want to say thank you for the 20. I appreciate you. Do you think she will plead non-guilty or guilty? I think she'll plead not guilty because she is an intelligent idiot, and I'll explain that later. Will she represent herself? Doubtful? What do you think?
I don't think so. I think that other than a public defender, I feel like a status thing. Like there's no way she would let that happen. So I personally think they have funds and things in different places, and I think that they will hire a criminal lawyer.
Will Laura look good in orange? Honestly, I don't know or care if she looks good in orange. I don't care as long as she's out of my sight. Will Ron O make a Facebook post on this? Ooh, you tell me, man, because I miss that shit, because I don't look at Facebook that much, but I know Mary Lincoln's does. So if y'all see Mary Lincoln's posted about it, you let me know. Yeah, but I miss a lot of stuff on Facebook. I don't look at Facebook much. I actually don't even look at Instagram much. I look at YouTube, obviously, and then there's X, which is a lot of people aren't even on X anymore. I know that's kind of a controversial thing, but I've had it for so long, since it was a thing, like when I was younger, that I just got kind of attached to that platform, I guess, where that was just how I remember waking up in my college days when I was like 18, 19. I would like scroll through Twitter. This was before there was an algorithm and it was just chronological people you were following and shit like that. So I just got so used to it that it's like a comfort thing, I guess.
Yeah.
So that's where I get most of my stuff off of. So I appreciate, because a lot of people tagged me and stuff tonight. I appreciate you guys tagging me and shit because I miss stuff. Okay. Even if I can't respond to everybody, I miss stuff. So I do appreciate it. So go ahead.
I want to say one thing. So if you are checking out his Facebook page with your Facebook account, just be aware it may suggest you as a friend.
Has he not accepted my friend request?
Just because of the algorithm. So I just want to put that out there for everybody. And maybe you don't care, but
yeah. I don't even know. Like I don't think I've blocked him on Facebook, but I preemptively blocked Laura on everything a long time ago because I'm like, I don't want to talk to you.
Mm-hmm.
You keep watching my YouTube and whining to your lawyer about it, and then he goes and he makes mean comments on his YouTube, and then we get into a fight about a copyright strike, and I have a better lawyer because Omar's smarter than he is. and now here we are. So like I don't know. I blocked her on pretty much everything. As far as Ron goes, I don't know if I remember to block the family, but I appreciate people tagging me and shit because I'm like, I wouldn't see that otherwise. Because I am not looking to see this bullshit. If I can skip some of it, that's great. And then just the important stuff, people will tag me in, so that's cool. Cassie, thank you for the 20. Thinking back fondly on your first video about Laura, you called it from day one. She's a criminal. Thank you very much, Cassie. Also, Cassie, if I'm remembering correctly, I think you helped me with something relating to one of my first videos, so thank you very much. Razmataz, thank you for the 5. Lauren, next time in Phoenix area, I want to buy you a beverage. Okay, but it has to be a Shirley Temple. Thank you. Okay, I will be there. If this goes to criminal trial, I will be there. So, not to stream because I think the court setup is different with criminal court, but just to support because obviously Clayton is somebody who did a favor for me once, and this because of this case, it spiraled into something a little bit bigger where I'm like very much invested in his case. And then also getting to meet Mike and Greg and get to know them a little bit through that it's something that I care pretty deeply about. So I will be there if it does end up going to trial. And I think it will because, like I said, she's an intelligent person, but that doesn't mean she acts smart. So, all right. We can stream for the tech van. Oh, man. Okay, so to start, I want to pull up this article from Jenkins. And Jenkins, because he was the one who cared enough to write about it in the first place when other people were not doing so. So let me pull up his article because there's some people who are a little bit newer to this and they don't know the whole background of everything. So let me get that. There we go. Scottsdale Bachelor accuser indicted on fraud charges after claiming pregnancy. And you can chime in with any notes you have, obviously, because I'm sure like there's nobody in the world can like sum all this up into one little article. It's all fucking nuts. And it's like a book or a documentary or a series worth of stuff. So, yeah. All right. Laura Michelle Owens of Scottsdale, Arizona, not to be confused with the artist Laura Owens. I'm so sorry. Laura Owens, the artist, that you share a name with this person because she comes up when you Google Laura Owens.
Can I share one little tidbit?
Yeah, go ahead.
Not that this means any of this is deserved or anything. It was just an interesting tidbit. I have connected with someone who knows the artist Laura Owens.
Oh, okay.
In real life.
Where does she live? It's not in Scottsdale, is it?
No, I think it's...
I was gonna say that would be so bad.
No, I think she lives in Cali.
That's fine. I don't need to know her. I'm not trying to invade her privacy, but I'm just saying if they both lived in Scottsdale, that would be such a bad coincidence.
Yeah. Well, so apparently she has a reputation. Oh. And I will say, some people thought that they Googled her and they thought that actually the Victims of Laura Owens website was about her. And they were like, oh my God, what has she gotten into now? And she is aware of Scottsdale's Laura Owens, and she's aware of the whole thing.
Seriously?
Yep. And she
like
said
down with that.
Apparently she thinks very highly of herself and that this stuff isn't going to affect her career or her work.
Well, I hope that's true because even if somebody's kind of a dick, it doesn't mean they've done this. You know what I mean? So I hope that's true. Yeah. I hope it does. And I hope that she's not an asshole in the future if that's true. All right, Laura Owens of Scottsdale, not California. The woman a judge said falsely accused former The Bachelor contestant Clayton Echard of impregnating her has been indicted on fraud charges, according to the Maricopa County Attorney's Office. Owens of Scottsdale filed a petition for a court order of paternity, seeking child support from Echard in Maricopa County Superior Court in August 2023. Owens initially claimed that she became pregnant with twins after having sex with Echard. Echard claimed Owens, well, that's not necessarily true, but we'll keep going. Echard claimed Owens' paternity lawsuit was filed as a form of harassment and denied paternity. In court filings, he said they had oral sex, but that was all. So one important correction here is that she never claimed they had sex, right? She claimed they hooked up and
intimate encounter.
Right. And in the emails that she put out in Dropbox, she had intentionally redacted the parts where he said they only had oral sex. And that's because she knew that. And she wanted to hide it from people because people would know, the jig would be up if they knew that. So, yeah.
Also, I was just thinking of one thing. Sorry. So I just wanted to point out when Rachel Mitchell did that, Bianca posted from, when was it, May 1st or something? When she said, stay tuned. When Rachel Mitchell said that?
Yes, 5 days ago. Okay.
So just remember that grand jury was already being presented all of this evidence when she did that press conference. And she was presenting the evidence to them. So she knew what was going on
right
in that sense when she said stay tuned. So I wanted to put that little bit of context to that.
And hey, Rob is pointing out an important detail here. And I guess we should tell this to the new viewers of my channel who might be watching this. She, for further evidence that they never had sex, wrote him an email that said, if you knew how tight I was after not having sex for however long, then you would believe me about not being with anyone else. So you can't say shit like that and then be like, well, we totally did it. or he totally
Right.
stuck it in. I told him not to stick it in, and he stuck it in. No, fuck you. All right. I mean, it's funny, but it's also not funny. But you have to find it funny because if you don't, it's just depressing.
To Bruce's comment.
So depressing. What's that? Oh, 7 indictments. Ah! Bruce! Bruce! No! No, Bruce! Ah! Okay. All right. Okay. So, let's see. Where were we here? Echard claims... Is that where we were? Yeah. Echard claims Owens' paternity lawsuit was filed as a form of harassment and denied paternity. In court filings, he said they had oral sex, but that was all. Echard accused Owens of lying and fabricating medical documents, which she absolutely did. His attorneys also submitted examples of Owens threatening to take the story to the press. There are about 40,000 of those. We're not going to go over this indictment document just yet, so we'll keep going with the article. In a scathing ruling issued in June 2024, a judge sided with Echard. Look at me, Daddy. And if you're new to this story, you won't know what that means, but when you do, you'll never forget it. Finding Owens had altered documents, changed the results of a pregnancy test, given false testimony, and potentially perjured herself in what the judge said appeared to be a case of serial fabrications. Because, important of note, also, she's been doing this to several men for a decade, at least a decade, I think. Do you know the exact timeline?
Wait, of what?
When did she start doing this? It was like 10 years ago, right?
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah,
2014.
Okay. So 11 years, yeah.
That we know of.
That's important.
That's the first victim romantic victim we've been able to track things back to.
Okay. Judge Julie Mata wrote that Owens had acted unreasonably, saying she had initiated litigation without basis or merit. Oh, what did I just do? My bad. Okay. Without an Whoa! Ads. Bastards. Without an authentic ultrasound, sonogram, physical exam, and in conjunction with the belief she passed tissue in July 2023, a timeline that has shifted multiple times, I might add. The court finds the underlying petition premature at best. At worst, however, fraudulent and made to incite communication, a relationship, or both with Echard. Of note, I also will put here, she tried to force him into signing a relationship contract in exchange for getting an abortion of the fake babies. All right. In her decision to award attorney's fees to Echard, Mata said Owens' petition was not filed in good faith, nor was it grounded in fact or based on law. Not even Rule 26.
Exactly.
Mata found Owens provided false testimony about her pregnancies in 3 cases and presented false claims. In addition, Mata referred Owens for felony prosecution, which is now in place, for violating Arizona's laws regarding perjury and evidence tampering. An Arizona appeals court upheld the trial court ruling in April. A spokesperson for the county attorney's office on May 6th said the office had been investigating Owens after the referral from Mata. Okay. And then they included a screenshot of Clayton's story here. MCAO, Maricopa County Attorney's Office, I think. Yeah. Investigators found that between May 23rd, May 2023 and June 2024, so that's over a year, a little over a year, Owens altered an ultrasound image, fabricated a pregnancy video, and lied multiple times under oath. Is that all? Court documents showed a grand jury indicted Owens on 7 felony counts. And we'll go over that in a minute, but Owens did not immediately respond to attempts to reach her for comments on May 6th. Echard posted a story on Instagram following the decision, thanking God and linking back to the county attorney's office news release. All right. So that was the story there.
Awesome.
And before we get into the indictment document, I'll just say you and I were talking with our friends earlier because we think that she will write another Medium article now, and they think that she will not. Or at least Omar thinks that she will not. I think that, personally, I think she cannot help herself, and also she can't admit that she won't outsmart the public with her stupid-ass writing on her blog.
100%.
No matter how many times you lie on your blog, Laura, because I know you watch all of these videos despite my pleas for you not to. no matter what you write on your stupid ass blog, people are going to find out what you did because you brought all this attention to yourself when you decided to target a public figure. So it's your fault. It's nobody else's fault. No matter how many times you say, "Oh, there's an army of angry people after me. I was pregnant and they're making fun of me." No, you were never pregnant. You were never pregnant by Clayton Echard, Mike Maricini, or Greg Gillespie. And nobody's making fun of you. I'm not trying to joke with you. I'm not trying to say this in jest. I say this with 100% sincerity. You are a stupid fucking bitch. So that's all I really have to say about it. Isn't she arrested? Chris Jenner says, no, she's not arrested. If she can't pay the bond, I think, is that when she would be arrested, Omar said?
So I think she's going to be arrested and processed first.
Okay.
And then we'll post the bond. That's my understanding. But
right. Well, mugshot Laura might have to replace red sweater Laura. I don't know. I mean, next Halloween is only 5 months away. So.
We'll have plenty of time to prepare.
Right. Somebody says here, but the autism. Right. So we know that she's been piling on her blog about her autism, self-proclaimed autism that she decided she had within the last year when all this happened. Because I feel like she thinks that's going to be used as an excuse, and it's absolutely not. But we'll get into that in a minute. I want to read the indictment document first, and then we'll talk about that. Hold on, I have it right here. That's not it. Yeah, there we go. Nope. There. Let me zoom in a little bit. There are 7 charges. We'll go through it really quickly. So count 1. On or between May 17th and June 10th, pursuant to scheme or artifice to defraud, knowingly did obtain a benefit from Clayton Ray Echard. I keep forgetting his middle name. By means of fraudulent pretenses, representation, promises, or material omissions in violation of ARS 13-2310, blah, 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 blah. Count 2, Laura Michelle Owens, on or between June 27th and July 11th, 2023, with intent to defraud, did falsely make, complete, or alter a written instrument, to wit, sonogram, in violation of all these laws. Count 3, Laura Michelle Owens, on or about October 25th, in regard to a material issue and believing it to be false, did make a false sworn statement, to wit, testifying in front of Judge Duty, who lives up to his namesake, that she had not been intimate with anyone else since March 2022, in violation of all these laws. And this is an important thing here. Believing it to be false is an important thing here, because when people ask me about mental health, which we'll talk more about in a second, when people ask me about mental health, mental illness, and using that as an excuse in court, if you believe something to be false and you intentionally misrepresent the facts the way Laura Owens did, that is not a mental illness. That's a crime. So that's not a symptom of anything, not even autism, Laura. That's a fucking crime. All right. Count 4, Laura Michelle Owens, on or about March 1st, in regard to a material issue and believing it to be false, did make a false sworn statement, to wit, claiming that sonogram image was hers during a sworn deposition. And that was the sister's, was it? Or which is a different one? Okay. Because the other ones were in Greg's case. I know there was the Fiverr logo was in Greg's case, wasn't it?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Count 5, Laura Michelle Owens, on or about March 1st, 2024, in regard to a material issue and believing it to be false, did make a false sworn statement, to wit, video clip of father touching pregnant belly. Oh, God. That was so obviously not her.
Yes.
Like, that is so stupid. I'm sorry. Okay.
So I'm really curious to find out which way they found out that was false. Like, provably, right. if it was a text from Sarah, or
well, if they used Celebrite, like Omar said, which is what they used to like forensically extract anything off a phone that's been previously deleted or edited or whatever, they can see the video before the edit, so they can see what she cut out. So
right.
I'm assuming
that's true. That's true. It could be a longer clip, and and also she cropped the head off,
because on iPhone it's really easy to crop the video. Really easy. Yeah. because I complain all the time about why can't I crop this, whatever, and whatever
Right.
else. Not relevant, Laura.
No, that's a good point. It didn't even have to be sent from Sister or discovered
Right.
in forensics, or I mean, I guess in a way, like what you're
Well,
saying.
she could have fucking taken that video and then just cropped it
True.
herself.
Right. No, that's a great
But
point.
they get all of that off the Celebrate
Mm-hmm.
report. So, all right. Let's see. Count 5. Did we read that?
Yeah, I think
Yes,
you
that
were
was it.
that. Yeah.
Count 6. Laura Michelle Owens on or about June 10th, in regard to a material issue and believing it to be false, did make a false sworn statement to wit, claiming that's me showing my pregnant stomach.
Nope.
Yeah. Count 7, and I don't know if you guys remembered, but I had somebody who does editing and all that had sent me a clip a while back.
Mm-hmm.
That specific photo showing how it was edited and the shadows and all that is how you can tell that it's been altered.
Yeah.
So that if you're curious about that one, you can always go back and find that video. I'll have to find it as well so I can link to it. But it's been a while now because it's been a long time coming. But all right. Let's see. Count 7. Laura Michelle Owens on or about June 10th with intent that it be used, introduced, rejected, or made unavailable in an official proceeding which was then pending or which Laura knew was about to be instituted, did destroy, mutilate, alter, conceal, or remove physical evidence. To which exhibits A6 and A7 used during the hearing. Do we remember what A6 and 7 were? I know Brad told us.
Yes, it was the videos of her pregnant belly where the door frame was warped.
Right. Okay. Oh, so that was the one that. Okay. Now I'm confused. Because I'm getting the warped door and the that's me showing my pregnant stomach mixed up. So the person who does graphic design who was helping me show that was altered, I think this is the one they were talking about. So the previous one, now I don't remember what that's from.
Well, there are multiple videos of her showing her belly.
Right.
There's the one where she's in the brown dress and she lifts it up and does a turn. Mm-hmm. There's
I think the one that she showed me was a still photo.
Okay, yeah, and that's from a different video. And then I think there's a third video.
There's God. Sorry, I some of this had to exit my brain. So it's like, how many times did this happen again?
No, I know. And I remember
I'll ask tag.
Yeah, right. And they're very obviously edited.
Yeah.
Like they said with the warped door frame and
that or it's just like obvious she's pressing out her fucking gluten belly. Like I'm not even allergic to gluten, but I could make myself look pregnant after I've had a large McDonald's meal or a Domino's pizza that she claims to have eaten every night, which I also for a while was eating every night. So I can confirm that is in fact a fucking lie. Oh God. Henrietta says it'd be awesome if they found Moonbump purchase records. Didn't they try to find those in the civil case, but they couldn't get Amazon to
wait in the family case?
I thought they did in the civil case. They were going to try to subpoena the records for the Moonbump purchase from Amazon, or did I make that up? I might have made that up. Maybe somebody said they should, and I just that's ingrained in my mind.
All I know is that they went after every possible thing they could, so it's possible they did that.
Somebody says Woodnick tried to get from Amazon. Okay.
Yeah. And also, they also tried to get, I think maybe I mentioned this the other night or something, they also tried to get the Bachelor audition tape. But the company that they outsourced the casting to has changed management. So the video is kind of, it's somewhere, but people don't really know exactly where it is.
It's still somewhere though.
It is somewhere.
We know that because this day and age, you don't just doesn't just disappear. It's in a cloud somewhere on somebody's device or floating around in the fucking space cloud somewhere. It's not gone. Nothing's gone anymore, especially with Celebrate. So
Rosalind says, "Oh no, I bet she has a copy of it. What if it's on one?"
I'm sure she does.
Yeah, but what if it's on one of the devices they took and they use that as supporting evidence that she did know who Clayton was and it was part of the scheme?
Yeah. Well, do you remember do we know when she applied to be on The Bachelor? I know it was more than once, dude. Wasn't it twice?
I can't. I have it somewhere. I have heard that it was twice,
You thought it was twice, yeah.
and it was before Clayton's season. I
Right,
think.
okay.
Yeah. I don't want to speak more than that because I don't remember exactly. I have to go back and look.
Right. Well, at least, let's say at least one was way before Clayton's season, and one might have been closer to it. I don't know. But if they have her computer and all her search history and all that, which again, even if she deleted it, they can find. They will know that she looked up Clayton Echard and knew who he was. So
Right.
that's not going to be an issue. She's used to dealing with the civil court because she always takes these guys to civil court for the restraining orders to keep them somehow bound to her forever. But this is a criminal court. It's going to be different. It's not going to go the way that she wants it to go. Whether or not she listens to a criminal attorney about this is up to her. I don't see it happening. I think she's going to go all the way with this shit, and it's not going to go her way. So. And I think we see a book in the future where she's like, I was wrongfully imprisoned for being pregnant. So,
right.
I honest to God believe that will happen.
Yeah.
So, and people will buy it because who doesn't want to see inside the mind of a fucking crazy person? But I'm trying to tell people, like, this is not true psychosis. This is somebody who knows that she can profit or benefit off of what she's doing. So all she's doing is pulling all of our strings, and it sucks that we do, because, like, if you don't sit here and talk about it the way we are, all you have out there are her narratives, her Medium articles, because she has restraining orders against these men. They can't go out and say whatever they want without her calling the fucking police, even if they haven't violated the restraining orders. So who wants that? Especially if you have children like Mike and Greg do. So she can get away with whatever she wants if people don't sit here and talk about it and say, hey, XYZ is wrong. This is not what happened. This person's a freaking lunatic, because she's acting like a lunatic would, because she's used to getting away with it, because she does it in the shadows. She does it with people who don't have public support because they don't, have wide circles. They haven't been on reality TV or whatever. And she's used to it. Like, she's used to being able to get away with that. She's not truly insane, in my opinion. Although I had a moment after the trial, I remember going to talk to Dave afterwards, where I was like, she might be a little insane. But then I watched it back. And I was like, no, she knows what she's doing. So, it's just, I don't know. Hopefully that made sense.
No, it does. And I think this is like a big question surrounding all of this. Like, is she completely lucid and doing all of this? Does
Absolutely,
she have?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not, you know me, that I'm not. So my specialization in psych is emergency crisis psych. So if somebody is truly 100% psychotic or out of their mind, my job is to work with the doctors, tell them, hey, this person is not safe to leave this hospital. They need to be treated. They can't determine reality for themselves. I've seen it a million times. I've seen so many people, hundreds and hundreds of people, who have tried to convince me that they were psychotic when they were not, because, unfortunately, the world that we live in, and especially in the area that I work in, those people are either, they're needing detox, or they're homeless and they need somewhere to stay, and they're trying to convince me that they're psychotic. And I have dozens and dozens and dozens of people who are psychotic, and they're trying to convince me that they're not. So I know these behaviors. I know what to look for, and I'm very, very confident when I say she's not a psychotic person. She's an asshole. So, again, hopefully that made sense. I don't know, but
no, it does.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the whole thing is just a mess. It's so messy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But it's, oh my God. I don't think that this person will ever get off on a true psychosis excuse or anything like that. So,
yeah, I don't think so either. And obviously, I'm not an expert of any kind in that, but I think it would be really hard for her to try the autism claim, like any type of mental psychosis, what have you. And like, it's also, she had that out in the family case, and she denied that she had it, and didn't want to settle claiming that. So I can't see her now trying to claim that.
Yeah. Well, she's very holier, not holier than thou necessarily, but I'm smarter and better than you, so I'm not going
And
to
it's
say that I'm crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, and like even if I was thinking, you know, like I said earlier, she could plead guilty, write all the Medium articles and all the stuff about how she's been wronged by the legal system and try to spin it that way. I think that that's also just kind of below her and her stature and like this life that she's lived because of her father.
Right.
I just don't see that happening.
Yep. Dose Reality says, quote of the day, she's not psychotic, she's just an asshole. I think I remember saying that in the first video I ever made of myself really talking. So, like, I was making YouTube videos, and I had barely been making YouTube videos of me, like, playing Fortnite with people. Which, because I was just
We need
doing
to do that again.
with... Yes, we do. We won that game.
We did.
One time.
You won it. I died.
And when me and Bruce played Fall Guys, I think we did okay, but we didn't win, did we? We need to play so we can win.
That was fun.
We gotta win. We'll have to do a stream where we can't stop until we win.
Yeah.
Bruce, we're gonna play till we win. But yeah. Christina says, I'd love to play Fortnite with y'all. Add me. My Fortnite name is the same as my name here, Lethal Lauren 904. I've been playing infrequently, but I would play. Anyways, so yeah, there's there's just a lot going on here. Quote of the day, she's not psychotic, she's just an asshole. And like I like to put it, assholes are not a protected class in this country. And I have a shirt that says that now. And I have it downstairs, but I'm not wearing it right now, so I can't show you. But I did finally make a shirt like that. So awesome. Gosh, let's see if there's any questions in the chat that you want to answer before we go, because we have to chat and then I have to go to bed. So
okay,
let's see. I don't see any unanswered questions here. Does anyone have questions other than, is the Tuesday we see how it's at? If so, we'll answer them. But right now, I think we're almost talked out on this, because I like we were with Omar and Brad and Bruce earlier. So
right, and I think someone was asking, I don't remember where it was, like, what are the next steps? And I think it's the bond hearing where they'll like do the processing of her and set the bond, have the hearing. If she posts it, then she gets to leave. And from there, though, I don't know. I'll see if I can find out more information on that. Like what next?
Somebody said the hearing was supposed to be within 10 days of indictment.
Oh, yeah, that's very possible.
Yeah. That's too bad, though, because I'm supposed to be out on the West Coast in a few weeks, so I'll just miss it by a little bit. Fancy Pants, thank you for the $10. I remember your first video about LO. Been a fan ever since. Keep up the good work, night friends. Thank you, Fancy Pants. I appreciate you. And thank you, everyone who's been here tonight. So yeah, that, like I said, that was the first video I ever did where I was like myself talking, other than the Fortnite videos. So, and then of course Dave found me, and then somebody was messaging me or tagging me or something the next day, and was like, "Dave Neal found." I was like, "Dave Neal found me." So it was like a thing. So yeah, ultimately, and I like to point this out because it's true. I would not have made more videos if it weren't for Dave. So I do like to point that out. So I know he's been busy tonight. I think does he have a family in town? I'm not sure. I know isn't it August's birthday?
It is. Okay. Yeah. And I heard he has family in town. Yeah.
Yeah. So we were I was messaging him, texting him, and I know he's been busy. So he put out an Instagram video if anyone wants to go see it, but I'm sure he'll talk more about it tomorrow. But yeah. And I know Steve and Rachel Juarez are going to go talk about that tomorrow. They're supposed to film their thing during her lunch break. So she was like one of the first people that I messaged. I love Rachel Juarez. I think you guys probably know that by now. But the first thing I wanted to say when I messaged her, and I don't think she's going to see this, so it's fine. The first thing I wanted to say, because she's not going to get through the 34 minutes it takes for me to say this of this stream. The first thing I wanted to say was, Rachel, I'd like to offer you a cookie and congratulations. I was like, I can't do that.
You can. You can.
Oh god, but I'm not sure she knows my humor yet. So I was just like, I better not.
I bet she would. I bet she would think that's very funny.
She's got like a whole like family and an esteemed job and all that shit. I'm like, I better not fuck with this person with my clown shit. So I better
Like
not.
clown shit. Oh, no, I'm really looking forward to hearing what is going to be said in that video.
Yeah. Let me see. What did I say to her? Hang on. Let me remember. Hang on. Oh, okay. The first thing I just said was indicted. That's it. It just says indicted and then a bunch of That was it.
That's hilarious.
I make such a good impression.
Oh, that's so funny.
All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us tonight. And I will see you guys tomorrow at some point. So, bye.
Bye, guys.